Hi there, that's right, it's the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day Nick Dutch, back on the camera again one more time. Hi there, how the heck's it going? Still got my terrible cold with a wide variety of symptoms that you seriously do not wish to hear about. And I mean seriously, okay? But that's another issue. Around about this time of year, I think I did it last year, I can't quite remember, I start laying down the plans for what I want for the new year for my YouTube channels. And let's just say that I haven't actually managed to fulfill the bargain last time. I promised much more in the way of HD. I have not provided much more in the way of HD. I've gone high quality, but not actual proper HD. Okay, I also promised much more in the way of chroma key. And hey presto, that also hasn't happened. I probably promised you I would turn into Superman, wear my underwear on the outside, and leap tall buildings in a single bound. But funnily enough, that also hasn't happened. There's probably a few other things which I have promised for the year of 2010, which hasn't actually transpired. I know for those of you who are out there who may be little like video purists or whatever, you might be thinking like, you know, I'm probably going to mark him down or not watch his shit anymore because he hasn't fulfilled his obligations to me. Well, lighten up. I'm a YouTube user. I've got a complex life. I've got lots of other things going on at the moment. I've also got to look after my health. I've got to think about apportioning time and resources of a wide variety of different things. But this time of year also got me thinking a bit more about one project I tried to do previously purely via YouTube, or maybe my audience wasn't quite as well expanded enough or big enough, or people weren't quite as interested at that time. And that was to get people to submit their own ideas as to what their own spiritual paths or religions actually did for them, the actual benefits of them, and without providing a sales pitch for that particular faith or denomination. Now I was thinking about just taking that basically outdoors, you know, actually leaving my the comfort zone of this like goldfish bowl in which I live, which is my flat, where I live, work, breathe, eat, and sleep. You know, I got to get out of here. So I'm actually thinking, in the new year at some point, going out, meeting people in the local religious communities, and just possibly even interviewing them or asking them for their honest opinions, and seeing what they say, and seeing what their opinion is. Again, without any sales pitch for their own faith as to the benefits they get. And I think that could be quite an interesting exercise. So yes, I am promising that for later on down the line, and fingers crossed in every possible way that, you know, I'll actually get around to doing it. And there's a few other communities in my local area that I want to experiment with, explore with, and I want to try and, you know, build up some footage so that you've got more of a, you know, more of an interesting set of ideas as to the kind of things that I'm interested in and the kind of things which are basically out there for you. So that's where I'm coming from, like, right now. As far as my career is concerned and how far I'm going to take that, obviously I haven't been working during this time when I've been really rather unwell, because regular talking all the time, I mean I talk all day every day for a living, okay, that can be quite harsh, especially if you've got like a very serious chesty cough, you've got a serious tickly throat and all the rest of that. So the past couple of days I haven't been working. I need to try and keep my work consistent so I can carry on not only earning money but also building the career. So I'm going to be a little more proactive about getting myself some new assignments and new work sorted out. And I think maybe come the spring I'll probably get a bit bolder and try and take my little tarot shows and use that as my profile for a bit of TV work, maybe. See if I can actually get myself doing my job live on the air. If I can find like the right agencies to go through and so on and so forth. So it's all, you know, it's all a bit tricky. We're just going to have to see how it all grows and develops. The wonderful thing about having plans for the new year is you don't actually have to stick to them. They're there to actually be your goals of where you want to be, where, you know, what your ideal self will be at about that time. So that's essentially the way I'm seeing it, that's the way I'm treating it, and I'm hoping that I'll actually be able to bloody well get something done now. There have been some various requests for things for me to talk about. Keep those coming through, because sometimes I want to try and get a video done every single day. Obviously I'm going to struggle on like Boxing Day, Christmas Eve, and that sort of stuff, which is like serious time for the family, okay? And sometimes I just, you know, I need to take a break from talking to the camera because I just do. But I do want to try and just see it as a personal goal for myself to carry on getting bits of video out every single day, just so that you've got something which is there from Nick Dutch and you got something to, you know, spark off, get some, you know, impressions upon. I always ask to talk about astrology, which is peculiar because I'm not an astrologer. Okay, I don't actually understand the various ideas behind astrology too much because I haven't looked into it. Of course, there's always the basic stuff that we all know about because we've all seen a bit of television or read a few books here and there. But I haven't gone into it in the great detail that a proper astrologer would do that. So I'm not going to talk about that, but what I might do is to talk upon astrological symbolism and where that's come from and how that could possibly be used in more your meditative practices, because my interest is much more older states of consciousness practices, using symbolisms as a form of neurolinguistic programming to create psychological change, ritual magic and spiritualism. That's where I would normally focus as far as New Age weird occult stuff is concerned, and with the emphasis on trying to get strange experiences and eventually building up the potential to be able to do something that will bring about a result. So that's more where I'm coming from rather than, you know, the mythology side of things. So just wanted to make sure that was nice and clear for you guys. I've just registered myself QuickTime Pro 7, and I hope that's going to be okay, because, you know, that might possibly be my ticket to try and get higher resolution of video out there. My throat's beginning to go, so I'm going to have to say sayonara for the moment. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that kind of jazz. I'll speak to you again very, very, very soon. Keep your requests for ideas for me to talk about coming through. I look forward to the video project for the new year, whereby I'll be interviewing strange people about their strange ideas. Keep cool,